Hello everyone. You're probably aware that pregnancy is a rather difficult period in a woman's life, and mothers do everything to protect their future child from potential dangers. And animal mums are no exception. During pregnancy, their instincts are exacerbated. They're more cautious, taking care of the safety of their future offspring. However, some facts about animal pregnancy may be a little strange for us, but let's not run ahead. We're going to show you the most lovely pregnant animals you must see at least once in your life. Let's get it on. Elephants. The pregnancy of both Asian and African elephants lasts from 20 to 22 months, so they can only bring offspring once every 4 to 5 years. It's usually just one cub, but sometimes twins can also be born. Feeling the approach of childbirth, the future mother leaves her flock to give birth, accompanied by more adult female elephants. Births can also take place inside a circle, in which the animals stand ready to protect the mother and her baby in case of danger. The elephant is born fully formed, weighing up to 100 kilograms and reaching a meter in height. By the way, unlike a newborn human, after an hour the baby elephant can stand on its legs and follow the herd. Gorillas. As you probably know, gorillas are humans' closest relatives, and some features of our behavior are absolutely identical. Even pregnancy in gorillas lasts about 9 months, as in humans. During this period, gorillas are both loving and kind, or vice versa, always unhappy about something. Typically, gorillas give birth to one baby at a time. Small newborn gorillas usually weigh less than 2 kilograms. As with human children, a newborn monkey depends on its mother, who feeds it, carries it, protects it, and emotionally supports it up to the age of 3, after which it becomes an independent member of the group. Giraffes. The pregnancy of one of the largest land animals lasts from 14 to 15 months. Interestingly enough though, during this period, the pregnant giraffe female often returns to the territory where she was born. She does it in order to map out the territory for the birth of her own baby. Female giraffes give birth standing, so the baby falls to the ground from a height of almost 2 meters. But don't worry, this isn't dangerous for the baby, who at birth is about 2 meters high, weighs 50 kilograms, and it's born with his feet forward. Already an hour after birth, the cubs can walk and even run on their still fragile legs. Tigers. These wild cats attract attention not only thanks to their surprisingly beautiful coloring, but also because of their massive, muscular and flexible body. Tigers are able to develop incredible speed while running and demonstrate their predator skills in all their glory. But these creatures aren't born that fast. They need to grow and become stronger, for they're born blind and helpless. The pregnancy of a female tiger lasts about 105 days. During this period, the tigress behaves very carefully, constantly checking the area around her, while the male guards the future offspring. Dogs. Our 4-legged friends stand out not only for being incredibly faithful, but also because during pregnancy they carefully protect their future baby. Surely many of you noticed that while waiting for their cubs, dogs become a little lazy, and also start being excessively sweet and tender, but don't yield too much. Because if the female dog feels at least the slightest danger, she will certainly begin to protect the future offspring. Unlike previous animals on our list, a dog's gestation period lasts slightly more than 2 months, and 1 to 15 puppies are born at the same time. Cats. It seems that these furry pets are literally everywhere. People write about them, make videos, post pictures, and even arrange different challenges with them. However, there's not much information on the internet about little kittens. Usually when a cat is carrying offspring, she becomes more thoughtful and slow. The animal eats less, sleeps more than usual, and almost never wants to play. The entire pregnancy period lasts about 2 months, and already in the 7th week, their center of gravity changes, and the animal becomes a bit clumsy. Pandas. Well, who doesn't like these furry, funny bears? Panda videos always get a huge number of views, a huge bunch of emotions and smiles, but very few people know what a pregnant panda looks like. and how she goes through this difficult time. On average, pregnancy in these animals lasts 3 months. At this time, female pandas love to be capricious and spoiled, no matter whether she's in the wild or in the zoo. Pandas usually give birth to 1 or 2, rarely 3, bald 17-centimeter long cubs, weighing a maximum of 200 grams. Then, like everyone else, they start nursing the baby, without leaving it for a minute. By the way, pandas are much smarter than they seem. One day, a panda at a Taiwan zoo pretended to be pregnant for a long time to get better living conditions and all kinds of treats. Camels. These animals, which manage to feel great even in the hottest weather, can withstand up to 50 days without drinking, and are very sensitive to their pregnancy. The breeding of the offspring of camels lasts from 360 to 440 days, so the female of the two-humped camel can give birth only once every 2 years, and sometimes even less. Like giraffes, these animals give birth standing, and on the very first day after the birth, the cubs can already stand, walk, and even follow their mother. Even more interesting is the fact that in a one-humped camel, pregnancy lasts the same, but in spite of this, the cubs are much bigger than those of their two-humped brothers. Zebras. These artiodactyls wait for their baby for a year. During this period, the animal defends against possible dangers as much as possible. By the way, in this case, the male helps her. One of the main distinctive features of these animals is that during the birth of the baby zebra, the male stays nearby and protects the female. It's usually one red-brown baby weighing up to 30 kilograms, or rarely twins. The small calf rises to its feet after 10 or 15 minutes after birth. After another 5 minutes, makes its first steps, and after half an hour, the baby is able to walk a decent distance. Well, of course, only next to its mother. Leopards. We know many of you will agree that these felines are one of the most beautiful animals on our planet. Even when they're young, they already stand out for their grandeur and grace. Leopards' pregnancy lasts from 93 to 103 days, and then the small predators are born. Leopard cubs are born blind, and only after 10 days they can open their eyes. Most often, 1 or 2 babies are born, but there was a case when a female leopard gave birth to 6 babies at once. Small leopards spend their first 3 months on Earth in the lair of their parents, and then leave with their mother. Horses. This is another animal that can be included in the list of animals with the longest pregnancy. Just imagine, the mare carries her cub for over 11 months, to be precise, from 335 to 340 days. A horse rarely has more than 1 baby. By the way, these animals have one curious feature, kind of a pattern. The fact is that the bearing of a stallion takes a little longer for the mother than bearing a mare. If you know why, be sure to tell us in the comments. Squirrels. These little fluffy animals seem to endure their pregnancy too emotionally. For example, in the prenatal period, the behavior of the female in relation to the male changes drastically. She's anxious and often becomes aggressive towards him. And during pregnancy, noise, sudden movements, and light bother her a lot. However, 3 to 4 days before the birth, the squirrels are carefully prepared for the appearance of their baby. To do this, the female kneads the bedding with her teeth to make it softer, pulls out the wool from her chest and belly and puts it in a pile. With the approach of birth, the activity of the squirrel is sharply reduced. She almost doesn't eat and moves very little, or simply doesn't at all. The pregnancy of this animal lasts 35 days on average. Dolphins. These marine inhabitants face particular difficulties during pregnancy. It lasts an average of about 12 months. And during this period, dolphins can't swim quickly, and their movement technique changes very much due to the appearance of the belly. During pregnancy, it increases in size by about 50%. The female's body becomes wide, and she is forced to keep a heavy load in her, which pulls her down. Due to the fact that the baby is located next to the mother's tail while growing, females lose flexibility in the last weeks of their pregnancy. They can't move the tail up and down as usual, so they have to do about 14% more movement to stay afloat. Roe deer. This animal carries its offspring from 265 to 318 days, a little more than 10 months. Roe deer are born usually during the period of April to June. and beforehand, the animal prepares for the birth of their babies. To do this, just before birth, the females go to their birthplace, where they have to scare off the other roe deer, protecting their territory. By the way, we found a very interesting statistic. According to zoologists, about 74% of roe deer babies are born in the daytime in meadows, and about 23% in forests, and the remaining 3% in a field. Amazing gadgets, upcoming technologies, incredible inventions, and other cool stuff related to high tech on TechZone. Subscribe, you won't regret it. The link is on the screen and in the description. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.